Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're taking a look at They Always Run. This game is developed by Alaware Entertainment and published by PID Games and releases on March 19th, 2022. Unfortunately, we don't have a price yet for the game, but the game is available on Steam, and I want to say it's $15. So might see the Xbox version similar in that price point, but maybe that just gives you a good idea what the game will come in. They Always Run is a platformer style hack and slash, so I've got the game booted up on one of my alt accounts, and I'm just going to load up and start a new game so you can kind of see why I think this is such a really good game, but there's a lot of pros and cons initially to it. Now, the game has a great story, but unfortunately, that story doesn't have any audible narration, which in most cases is a big downer for me, but isn't that bad in this game. It's a great story where you play as, I believe his name is Aiden. Aiden. Where you play as this three-armed robotic bounty hunter who basically goes on tons of crazy, insane quests, fighting all kinds of guys across this just insane, like, beautifully well done artwork world with awesome background music and narration where you get to just kind of explore and meet all kinds of enemies and stuff. Now, some of the stuff that I really like about the game is the combat is done very well, but at the same time the combat is also lacking for me, in the sense of it gets very repetitive, but it's done very well in that same sense. I love the kind of slow-mo speed up style of the game, and I love just how things work in the performance of how the game is with the controls. Everything just kind of works really well. You have your counterattack combat. You're seeing a little bit of that here on screen, and how you can build up different attacks and dodge and kind of use the different effects of the game with yourself. Now, as you play throughout the levels, you're going to get various experiences when it comes to the type of enemies, and as you progress through the game, it'll be a lot of hand-to-hand combat that'll eventually turn into opportunities to get some weaponry and stuff like that, as well as just different effects and puzzles that you'll get to do with your guy Aiden here with your arm. A lot of the times you're going to find yourself in situations where you're outnumbered and being ambushed, as you can see here. One of the cool things is just the finishing moves and animation style of the game that are done really well. I love a lot, and it really builds this game to be something strong and unique with its little oddity of the third arm and how you're interacting with that in the world. You do get interesting dialogue options, but they don't seem to affect the game too much in the sense of the options you make. It seems like you're going to get a fairly linear story regardless of what you do, at least trying my first 3 hours on three different accounts to just answer and try things a little differently. All definitely felt the same. But what I do like is when it comes to the story that's driven with this game is the, you know, characters and enemies and bosses and stuff you fight and interact with. You actually do feel that they're all unique in their own ways, and they add to that story and drive to make you either want to pursue them. You'll have options to turn in bounties, different ways to earn income and money, and just how everything works with how your character and everything. What's really cool is just the unique approach that the game takes when it comes to using things such as like sonar to find different puzzle solutions and navigate around the maps. The game does more than just figure out how to navigate with the platforms. You actually have to use your abilities to get throughout the map. And it's all kind of created in this compulsive, in-depth story that just presents a really well done and well crafted game world. Early in the game, you're not going to have a whole lot of differences. It's going to be a slow introduction to how the game works. You'll build up economy, but won't really have a clue what to do with any of that. And then as the game progresses, that'll be opened up for you and really help build more and more to this game. I think most people who pick up this game are going to find that the first hour is going to be, very driven into the game and help dive you into the experience that you're just going to enjoy and get sucked into this game. Being able to use the different combat mechanics, dodging and attacking enemies. The game is just really well crafted and put together strong. As far as replayability, I think you're going to kind of go through the story and that'll be kind of it, but you'll get plenty of time playing through this game, and I think most players will enjoy it. As far as difficulty and skill level, like I said, a lot of the combating and stuff are going to get very repetitive as you figure things out, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because of just the massive amount of unique content. You'll have opportunities to do various like stealth attacks and stuff with enemies, trigger different things. If you die, the game is actually pretty generous when it comes to the checkpoints. You don't usually go too far back, and if you really just focus on doing attacks and combos and stuff and managing your little pickups, you can trigger your health and chain into things without too much difficulty in the skill level. What I like is the game also allows you to use your environment to your advantage, opportunities to, you know, stealth attack enemies and progress that way are definitely cool. And, you know, if you do get stuck, you're not going to, like I said, get sent too far back into the game, and you're going to be able to, just I think really ramp up into this game in a really well fashion. Overall, if I have to give an opinion on whether this game's worth buying, passing, or anything like that, it's definitely worth a pickup in my opinion. Especially if it comes in at a similar price point to that Steam for 25, 15, 25, or somewhere in that range. I'd say under 20, 25 bucks. This game's going to be well worth anybody who enjoys platformers and hack and slashers. And I think when it comes to just the dive into the game, it has a good pace and rhythm and feels very fluid and is enjoyable. Overall, though, if you have any more questions or want to see more on gameplay, we did upload a little bit of a gameplay video that'll kind of show you a little more than what you're seeing here. But overall, though, I think most people should just, honestly pick up the game and just try it out for yourself. The different combat and interactions of enemy types and things that you're going to see and get to dive into. Sorry, it's a little hard to focus and not die while playing and talking, so please forgive me there. But yeah, if you have any questions, as always, let me know down below in the comments. If you want to see more gameplay or see us stream or anything, hit us up down below in the comments. And if you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing to the channel, and you have a great rest of your day. And go check out They Always Run, which will be out on the Xbox here very shortly. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.